A picture is worth 1,000 words, and perhaps a few screams as well. Today we discuss the unidentified serial killer known as the Black Doodler. Let's open the serial killer file. San Francisco has been a hub for the gay community for quite a long time. In the 1970s, it was a more dangerous time for openly gay individuals. Discrimination was plentiful, but this didn't stop a number of people who wanted to pursue their passions. Many gay people frequented gay bars, even if they hadn't come out publicly. One man, however, found pleasures of a different kind at these types of locations. The Black Doodler, sometimes just known as the Doodler, was an artist who would frequent gay bars, nightclubs, and the like, and draw pictures of men he saw at the bar. Those men were typically his targets. He'd draw them with impressive ability, and the men would be flattered upon seeing it. This would allow for further interaction with the Doodler. A more intimate experience was to come. So the Doodler and his victim would meet alone. The man would pose, oftentimes naked, for the Doodler to sketch, and he'd take time, effort, and let his ability flow freely onto the paper, immortalizing the man lying before him, leaving one last reminder of their life. The Doodler, after completing the piece, would engage in sexual acts with his subject, and after it was over, the Doodler withdrew a knife and brutally murdered his victim. He'd slash their throats, slice them open, stab them mercilessly. What seemed like such a passionate artist offering the honor of personalized art turned into the subject's worst nightmare. The Doodler wouldn't stab his victim until death, but sometimes even beyond it, with great ferocity. The Doodler would most often dump dead bodies near water, whether it be a lake or the ocean. It was a more complex issue to catch the Doodler, considering a number of officers practiced discrimination against members of the gay community, sometimes utilizing entrapment to make arrests. Eventually, however, the bodies found were linked. Toward the end, 14 bodies were piled up. Fortunately, however, 3 men ended up surviving their encounter with the Black Doodler. They were able to each give a description of the man. Though this sketch is all the police had to work with, the true identity of the Doodler is up for much speculation. This didn't stop the police from finding a suspect, however. Brought in for questioning, the suspect was said to have spoken freely with the police, but denied involvement in the murders. The only thing that could have potentially brought the killer to justice would have been the testimony by the 3 survivors. Fearful of publicly coming out as gay and potentially tarnishing their reputations, all 3 victims refused to testify. The Black Doodler was never publicly apprehended or even named, and disappeared without anything left behind aside from 14 dead bodies. Before we go, I would like to give a special shout out to Audible. They've decided to help my shows grow by supporting this episode. Audible is the leading provider of audiobooks with over 150,000 titles, and they've graciously offered to provide all my viewers with a free audiobook of your choosing. All you've got to do is head to audible.com/Rob for your free audiobook. I'm currently listening to The Stranger Beside Me, a book that covers the true in-depth story of one of the world's most notorious serial killers, Ted Bundy. But I'm not going to spoil any of that for you. You'll have to find out for yourself. But if that's not your thing, Audible has plenty of other books from numerous genres, from science fiction to history to adventure to anything you can think of. All you need to do is head to audible.com/Rob, pick your audiobook, listen anywhere you want, and expand your mind. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next episode of Seriously Strange, and I'll see you next time.